All right, here we are. Hey everybody, welcome back to On the Grid. And I figured I wanted to get in to do Forza Horizon 5 today and get this wheel set up, but there was a few little glitches this morning trying to get this thing running and trying to get the wheel to work, and it just didn't work. So finally, a friend of mine, NC Firm, gave me a cool little tip on it, and we're all set to go and we're all ready to see what this is about. I know this is not a sim. We're going very arcade today. We're going mindless racing just to have some fun. Sometimes you got to break away from, you know, the seriousness of a sim racing and just get into something where you can have fun. And I'm just really excited because I absolutely love Mexico. I know this is not a carbon copy of Mexico, but the vibe, the feel, everything is as Mexico as you can get. So I'm really looking forward to this. Let's get it there and get this thing going. And we'll try and get this wheel set up properly. We'll go through some of the force feedback settings and hopefully get some decent feedback. Now, I do know that they have apparently done some major upgrades to the handling. It still will be arcade, but they have done some really big upgrades as far as how the brakes feel, how the suspension feels. So I'm curious to see, you know, if it's a big upgrade from Forza Horizon 4. Forza Horizon 4 was always meant to really be done with the controller. Horizon in general is meant to be done with the controller, but I think, you know, if they've made some tweaks here and there and managed to give wheel users something a little bit better to work with, then I'm all for it. Looking through some of the notes that they had mentioned early on, they said that they were really going to work on force feedback for wheel players, like basically on the brake upgrades and the tire grip, so you can feel when you're more on the limit when you're taking corners. So hopefully that'll give you a little bit more sense of what's happening with the car. And we won't know. I'm going to run the default settings first, just run everything basic. I'll tell you what I got going on my Fanatec DD. And you know, we'll take a run, we'll take a spin, and we'll see how it works. And then hopefully we can find some settings that work, at least a baseline anyway. But let's just watch some of this intro. I haven't seen it yet, so.
Let's go together as friends.
Mexico.
And family.
I'm happy that they finally did it in South America, so that's kind of cool.
You may ask, are we ready for what happens next? My friend, one thing I have learned chasing the horizon. Sometimes you just have to let go and enjoy the ride.
Enjoy the ride. All right, saw this in the trailer. Jumping out of the plane. A little Fast and the Furious. Jump it like it's hot. Now we're talking. The soundtrack is actually really good. I've been listening to the soundtrack a bit. Oh no. Are we gonna get a crash already? You gotta be kidding me. Well. Now we're getting crashes. Let me see here. Oh, you gotta love this when you're getting a crash. Come on. You can do it. Oh, she's frozen. Gotta be kidding me. Alright, so let's see if we can try this again. I'll try one more time, see if we can get this going. Well, it's running, but it's not, let's see something here. Not even running there. Oh. Okay, let's try her again. Come on. Get this thing going. Never had so much issues with one game trying to get it up and running, and I just want to play the game. All right. I have to go through that whole thing again. I just want to get in and get to that drop there. It actually didn't crash this morning. It wasn't crashing. It just couldn't get the wheel to recognize there was disconnects. And I'm going to share that point. As I was saying, got a tip earlier on how to get that fixed in the time being until they do actually get the proper support there. So hopefully it doesn't crash again. I'm going to give this a second try. If it crashes again, come on. All right, let's go. Hold on. Should load. It loads pretty quick, actually. It's not that bad. Considering the size of the game, it's over 100 gigs, so. I know it's optimized for SSD, so that helps a lot as well. But let's see, just if we can get past, just get to the ground, and then I'll pause it and we'll go in and check out the wheel settings, and I'll tell you how to get your Fanatec wheel recognized in the game until they put a proper fix out there for it. Take us through the Mexico intro again. I don't mind it. It's actually where I'd want to be right now. Love to be in Mexico.
Home. The most beautiful place on earth. Where everyone is
just looks so good.
Together, we can explore the wonder and
there's my old car,
Mexico.
Mitsubishi. Like to have that car.
True freedom. Feel alive.
I mean, there's a lot of cars that have been in Horizon 4 that'll transfer over to this, and obviously, you know, visual upgrades and everything, but I'm just can't wait to explore this.
You may ask, are we ready for what happens next? My friend, one thing I have learned chasing the horizon. Sometimes you just have to let go and enjoy the ride.
That's going to be the new one-liner. All right, let's try this again. What do you think? Is it going to crash or no? Let's go. Just get to the ground. You can do it. I'm not going to touch anything. So far, I think we're going to make it. Don't want to get too excited. All right. We are on the ground. So let's get out of here. And we'll go into the settings. So what you have to do if you have a Fanatec wheel is you have to put this in compatibility mode. So you have to run it in compatibility mode because it's not recognizing it in PC mode. You'll see, like, if you run it in PC mode, you'll see the DD2 wheel showing up there, but it's just causing constant disconnects. So I got a tip earlier from NC. He said, you know, just put it in compatibility mode and it'll get recognized. So that's what I did, run it in compatibility mode. And then you go over to your wheel settings, you'll see it'll show up as CSW 2.5. And then you just pick your wheel. So I have, right now I have the Porsche on there, the Porsche wheel on right now. So we'll just use that, click save, and it's working so far. But what we do want to do is let's check out the advanced controls here. So just kind of going back from Forza Horizon 4, I want to see everything looks pretty much similar. Everything looks pretty much similar to the way it was in Forza. Yep, for the most part. So actually you do have off-road scale now, so that's good. They've separated them so you can adjust basically what you're feeling on-road and off-road. Like I said, I'm going to run everything on default for now, just to kind of get an idea of how it feels. Usually immediately I turn off vibration scale, but we're not going to touch that. We'll see how that is. If it's working, if it's, you know, oversaturated. So a lot of times the vibration in this is just too much. So we'll leave that as is. Then what we want to do, let's go to difficulty. And now going between normal and simulation. Now, anytime you're running on a controller, I would highly suggest you run normal because this simulation is really meant more for wheels. And the only reason I run simulation with a wheel is because you get more of that detail in the center. It's pretty much similar to what Forza Motorsport or Forza 7 is. You get more detail in the center of the wheel, and that's where I felt it was kind of light, it was kind of airy, you just didn't know what was going on with the car. When you run that in simulation mode, you get a little bit more detail. The only issue I've always kind of had with running in simulation mode is that you get that snap oversteer. So we'll try it on normal, but I have a feeling I'm going to get that really dead center. There's not going to be much feeling in the center there. So I'm going to, do I have the same Forza Horizon 4 settings? I'm going to go with default right now, but I have a feeling I'm going to change them. So let's go back to advanced controls. So these are all default right now, and I will start adjusting them. Now, a few things, because they've overhauled the braking, because they've overhauled the load sensitivity, kind of when you're taking corners, you're apparently supposed to feel more of this, what's happening with the suspension. We'll see if that's actually translates to, you know, to the game. So apparently they've done some major upgrades for wheel users. So we'll see what that's all about, but I'm going to leave everything as default. So again, if you're running a Fanatec wheel, I know Logitech are having some issues with it as well, but if you're running a Fanatec wheel, you need to make sure you run it in compatibility mode. Just switch that mode over to that, and then you'll see that it'll get recognized under wheel as the CSW 2.5. So that's a temporary fix for now. And again, for difficulty, we don't want stability control, keep that off. We want manual. I don't want driving line, we'll get rid of that off. We'll leave that for now. What else do I want to take off? So I want to check out the ABS, because apparently the ABS has been upgraded as well. There's been a lot more detail as far as how the anti-lock braking system is working. So we'll leave that. But I have a feeling I'm going to come back and switch this to simulation and probably turn the ABS off. Traction control, we don't need that. So we'll save that, and we'll give this a quick run, and we'll just see what this opening of the game is all about. And then what we'll do is I'll come back and probably run my settings from Forza Horizon 4, or start tweaking them like that and see what that feels like. So let's just want to get into this, see what this game is all about. This initial, okay, automatically going back. So I guess I'm going to need to tweak a few of the settings, because I want to change my view settings. And we'll go to advanced controls. No, we're going to go to controls. I need to change my, where's my camera? Switch the camera. So we'll set the camera, do a custom control. View button. Cameras. Which camera? Why is it no? Oh, it always defaults back to, so you got to be careful, because it always defaults back to controller for some reason. So in the wheel, I want to make sure my switch camera, just change that button, choose a custom profile. There we go. Save that and get back out. You can save your settings on Fanalab. The only thing is, because this is not working with Fanalab, it won't actually run the telemetry. So what I usually do is, for games like Wreckfast or games that are not supported in Fanalab, I just double click, load the setting, and then just quit out of Fanalab. So at least I have my settings saved. So if you have settings, for example, for some of the GT cars in Forza Horizon, or some of the trucks, you can save multiple settings in Fanalab and just load those and then quit out, or keep Fanalab running. It's not going to matter. It's not going to affect anything in the game. And then from there, just go out and and you can run the setting that you have loaded into your wheel, or you have your 5 settings on wheel that you can adjust. But I prefer to have them in FanLab and just title them, like I'll title it Aston Martin, I'll title it truck or whatever it may be, and then just go from there. Okay, so let's get in car. And I'll never run with this this camera view because that wheel is not representative of the full DOR. So we're gonna run like this. And let's see if music, what's the music button? I'm gonna have to make a few more changes because it's not set to, where's the switch camera? Where's the radio? Radio previous. Okay, so let's set radio. Yeah, we'll save that just so I can shut the radio off. I'm sure I'll probably get a... I don't think I can control the radio right now. Hey Derek, what's up, man? All right. Oh, the RPMs are working too, the rev LEDs. It's actually not bad so far with the default. So this is running a normal steering. We'll switch it up a little later. Yeah, see, it feels really dead in the center. That's why I figured it's probably going to need simulation steering. Oh, look at that draw distance. That's crazy. So the off-road feels good. It doesn't feel as aggressive as Horizon 4. Watch me land on top of him. Oh, I almost landed on top of him. We'll just run this for a second. 7 gears in this. Hey, what's up, Sim Racing? I know you're probably cringing me playing Horizon, but I just love it. Okay, so let's see what on-road feels now, because we went from off-road to on-road, and we can adjust that in the settings, but we're gonna run the new vet. Yeah, you know what? Feels too dead in the center, so let's get out of here. Let's switch that up to simulation, because I don't like not feeling anything in the center. And the vibration is actually really fine in this, because normally the vibration settings here, when you get down here, I usually have to turn that off immediately. Force feedback scale. So one key thing about that, don't dial this down. Even if you have like a weaker wheel, I wouldn't dial it up. I would keep it at 1.0, which is 1-to-1. So that gives you the full detail of what's coming out of the game. So I wouldn't touch that. And the center spring scale, that probably you want to dial it down a little bit, but we'll leave it for now. The one thing if you're running a direct drive wheel, if you have the CSL DD, or if you have a Fanatec DD, whatever, I would take the minimum force down, like really, really quite low. So the lowest, which you can do, 5. So I would say 0.6. We'll leave it at that. Road feel and off-road are so far fine, so we'll leave that. We're going to do little adjustments as we go to kind of figure it. I don't want to make too many adjustments, because then you go down this rabbit hole where you're like, I don't even know what anything feels like anymore. So it's best just to keep it like that. And what I do want to do is switch this over from standard to simulation. So like I said initially, running this on standard, you end up having this really dead feel of the wheel in the center. You don't feel anything that's going on. And I know simulation in the past, at least, gave you more detail of what was happening, but you can tend to have that snap oversteer. So apparently with all the upgrades, that is kind of taken care of. So we'll see what it's like. Let's back out of this and we get my glove on again. Or you know what, forget the glove, because I'm going to be taking these off and on every 5 seconds. So we'll leave that. Okay. Yeah, it still feels a little bit numb in the center.
Keep going.
This game is so fun. I just want to switch from off-road to on-road to see if there's a massive difference. Yeah, hold on. He just ran into me, but still not feeling much there. So yeah, the simulation is still simulation is not making any difference there. So let's go into the settings. Okay, so vibration, we're going to leave that. That's fine. The force feedback, we're going to leave that. I'll make the adjustments on my wheel, and I'll tell you what I have running on my wheel in a second. Center spring scale, force feedback, load, road feel scale, off-road. So I think these are going to be fine for now. So let me go back to what I had on Forza Horizon 4 and just see. I made those notes here. So on Forza Horizon 4, so we don't have understeer and those settings from Forza Horizon 4. Force feedback scale, wheel damper scale, wheel damper. So yeah, this might be a little bit too high. So let's bring this down. On Forza Horizon 4, I had it at 2. So let's go down to 3 and we'll see what that feels like. Vibration scale is fine. Force feedback, minimum force, keep the force down. The load sensitivity, I don't think we want to have anything too smooth because it already feels smooth. So I think that's pretty fine for now. Let's get out of this. Yeah, I think wheels I mean, this could be a really great game for wheels, but I think what we're seeing is obviously won't be anything like Forza Motorsport, because Forza Motorsport apparently are pushing to go a little bit more sim down the road. But this will still always be an arcade, and I would never expect this to be close to sim or even a simcade. But they have made upgrades to try and improve the feeling and the handling of it. So on my wheel, I'll tell you what I'm running. I'm running 900 degrees sensitivity for the dynamic range, or the degrees of rotation. My force feedback on the wheel is set at 70 right now. And this is on a DD1. If you're on a CSL, I would automatically, or CSL DD, put that at 100. Especially if you don't have the boost kit. If you have the boost kit, still run it at 100. My natural damper, I have it at 15 on this. Natural friction, I have it at 5, but I could probably even turn that off or turn it down. So I'll run it at 3. Natural inertia, I rarely ever have that on. Interpolation, I have it down at 3 because you want as much detail. You can probably even keep this really, really low at 2 so you can get as much detail as possible, because it still does feel quite soft as a game. My force feedback intensity is at 90 on this, and then force spring and damper, I don't think spring and damper work in this, so force spring and damper all at 100, and that's what I'm running right now. So yeah, actually I'm actually working, I wasn't anticipating doing this, but I am working on a new all sim settings video. It should be out really soon. I'm missing the torque key for my DD. I don't know why they sent me the DD1, but they missed my torque key. So I need the torque key to make the adjustment, but I will be coming out with that, and that will include Horizon in there. But I will, once I'm finished this, I will upload my settings for both the wheel, for CSL DD as well, and I'll upload the settings that I have in game. So let's get out there. Yeah, so you can feel the transition is nice between off-road and on-road. I'm getting more detail now.
Okay, there's no other way around. You've got to go through it.
Okay, one other little thing I just noticed is turning that wheel damper scale down. And initially, I mean, it seems like it's completely taken away any detail at all. So we'll leave it at 5. The force minute force is fine. So what I will do is I'm going to increase. Let's go back really quickly. I'm kind of all over the place, I know, but let's go back to normal. No, I don't want assisted. Let's go back to normal and see if that's any different now that I've made some of those adjustments. So yeah, there's a lot more detail coming through now. Look at that sandstorm.
For the eye of the storm!
I can tell this game's going to be fun.
Okay, on my mark. 5, 4.
Cheers, guys. I appreciate it.
Fine.
Yeah, I miss kind of doing this. This is fun.
This could get a little rough.
I want to do some cool videos, have some fun, share some knowledge with you guys if you have anything that you're looking for. Settings, cool little tips. So, oh, my wheel just did a full 90-degree to the left.
Not even a scratch.
Ah,
Jump
Porsche.
over weights. Flamingos.
The off-road feel is actually not really good, actually. Just makes you want to go to Mexico, doesn't it? You could tell, definitely tell there's a big difference in how the cars feel compared to Horizon 4. Like any of the turning from, you know, the load on the corners, you wouldn't feel anything in Horizon 4. It just felt like you were on skates. But you can feel, almost like you feel the more of the seat of the pants. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna do one more thing here. I think I need to bring that wheel damper back up. Road feels fun. All this is fine. The load sensitivity, I might need to boost this a bit. Let's put that at 1.2. Save that. And I'm going to go back to simulation because I think simulation felt better. All right. Yeah, feel a little bit more weight in the wheel. But I think I could probably put my damper up.
I'll swing back round and guide you through the bridge.
This is going to feel great in the CSL DD. It's and this game looks amazing. I'm gonna try and take a shortcut.
You're not gonna believe
Ah,
your eyes when you see
can't
this.
take shortcut. I have to stay on the track. Sometimes you got to break away from sim and just do some no-brainer racing. That car looks good too. I mean, the frame rate is locked. It's 60 frames, but it's locked and it's nice for the amount of detail and the amount of stuff. Oh, here we go.
This is the final drop.
The Mercedes.
The whole festival is waiting. Go, go, go!
I love when you land off the plane, you can totally feel the car.
What do you say? Rest of the festival wins? Vámonos!
This is the first time I get to drive this car. Well, actually, I think it's the first time it's in any game. Look,
Horizon, this is Mexico. We've already had cars falling out of the sky, but all eyes are on the superstar.
this just makes you want to scream, man. Having so much fun with this. And I'm only like 5 minutes into the game. Yeah, this feels really good. I'll probably have to do a few more tweaks, but hopefully they do the update and get the native DD support there. I don't like running in compatibility mode. Yeah, anybody coming from Horizon 4 will definitely feel the difference in the physics. For a wheel user, it's much better feel. Still not sim, still feels a bit canned, but I think we'd probably dial that out with a few more settings. Yeah.
So strap yourselves in, Horizon. I've seen this driver before, and trust me, they know how to make an entrance.
This is awesome. All right. That car looks so good, huh? The only thing though is when these cutscenes are happening, you got to hold onto your wheel because it's still like the car is driving, so your wheel will just go a little whack.
#1 superstar to Horizon Mexico.
Oh, we got an achievement. Arrive at Horizon Mexico. Okay, so what we'll do, I'm not sure what's going to happen right now, but what we'll do is, build my character. Do we need to build the character now? This was my character in the last game, so you know what? Feel a little nostalgic with her, so let's use her. No, I like the pink hair, so we'll go with the pink hair. Default color. Oh. Now this is really cool that they've added the prosthetics. That's really cool. That's nice to see that. I won't do a prosthetic. She, him, they. Okay. They're really in tune with what's going on. All right. That's enough. I don't want to spend too much time on character creation right now. That's not what I look like. That's funny.
Please give it up for Joe.
Oh, see, that works. She looks like a Joe. All right. Music's great. Yeah. Is this the, is that the new Koenigsegg?
Hey, my friend, when you dropped from that plane, what were you thinking?
Joe Mama.
I was doing my best not to think about it.
Jamie,
I had one crash at the beginning, and that was it. I haven't had any other crashing issues so far, so I don't want to jinx myself, but...
Yes, Haley! I have so much to show you.
Can I not skip this?
Desiertos, la
No.
jungla, pirámides, la belleza de México. Your pronunciation was muy bien, by the way.
Getting better. Listen, if you plan on stopping
I'm
by
in
the
the
festival
mood
at
to
any
do-
point, you'll need one of these.
I'm in the mood to have tacos now. I don't know why.
I believe this is yours. How was your flight? Not bad.
Flight was
Exit
great.
procedure was a bit rough. Yeah, I bet. Come on. Rami will handle expeditions.
Yeah, so that
I will coordinate
the
festival
first,
logistics, which just
the
leaves-
truck that you took out, that one, the Bronco, I didn't realize it had 7 gears. I don't know, does that have 7 gears in real life, or? Well, it's gotta be, must have 7 gears.
Alejandro, right?
I haven't tried NASCAR 21 yet,
Rumors
though.
about what you can do with an engine are true.
Is it really
I'm
bad?
Sure we will. Oh, speaking of, did we get that delivery?
Arrived this morning.
Yes.
I keep sitting on the fence of getting WRC 10. I know, Mike, you said you like it, and I keep wanting to push the button to buy it.
Which one are you taking
But
out first?
just, I don't know why I can't bring myself to do it yet. I'll have to get into it. Oh, so we get to pick the car. Okay, so what do we do? Stingray? Or do we go with the Supra? Let's go with the Supra. Oh, Vet? Say Vet? Okay, so let's do the Vet.
Can't go wrong with a Corvette.
No. It's pretty good. We do need to make a few setting changes though.
It's gotta be the Corvette. Great. How about a personalized number plate?
Can I fit it there? No, it won't fit. You know what we'll do? Okay. That one. Let's do. That's. Oh. I don't want any logos. Oh, that works. Actually, I could do that. Yeah, I could do like... I don't have to put the... See, we need to have more games that can let you do this. I need to do some merch. I just want to do it for me, so I can have a t-shirt. No, I have to do... Okay, that'll work. On the... Ah, it works. Cool. Thanks, Derek.
I'll get the rest of your cars to the garage. Gives me a little more time with them.
Okay, I think, Mike, I'm going to have to pick up WRC. So I'm feeling a little lack of rallying. And
Joe.
doesn't look like Dirt
Talk
Rally
about making
3 is
an
going to come in for a while.
I know you've just arrived, but our first showcase is ready to roll. We just need our superstar.
I like the mouse movements. A lot better. A little quicker. So set the route to there. But I'm going to go in. Let's make a few more tweaks to the
I am ready.
setting because
I'll be
I
there soon.
do want to get that right. Okay. Let's see here. So we have simulation on, so that's good. That's fine there. Don't need to make any changes there. All the dead zones, those are perfect because you don't want to really mess with any of those. Vibration's working okay. I might bring it down just a little bit. Force feedback scale is fine. Like I said, I wouldn't mess with that. I would keep that at 1:1 so that you're really getting all the detail from the game, because there's not a huge amount of detail coming through the wheels, so you want to try and get as much as possible. Center spring. Don't want to bring it too low. Wheel damper is fine. And mechanical trail scale. Minimum force. And we'll leave that at 6. We'll keep that at 1. I think everything is fine there. I think I need to make more of the setting changes on my wheel. So let's go back in here. Like I said, the sensitivity is set at 900. Force feedback on the wheel is at 80. Damper, I could probably... I'll keep it at 15. The natural friction is kind of just gives a bit more weight to the wheels. So maybe I'll put that back to 5 because I did have it at 3. No inertia. You could probably add a bit of it, but the inertia is really just going to have... It's kind of like... I can explain it. Like when something starts to spin and you start to feel that weight as the speed builds up, that's really what the inertia. So if you're throwing your wheel around, you'll start to see it just kind of gains momentum. So you can add a bit of that in it, but I don't really like it very much. I'm not really a big fan of that. I kind of feel. Yeah, I think that's fine right now. So like I said, I'm running at 80, but I don't have my torque key in, so hopefully I get that today or tomorrow. But I would say you know, if you're running it at 60, 65 force feedback, if you're running on the DD wheel and you have your torque key and you're running at a high torque, probably 60, 65 will be enough. If you're running on the CSL DD, then, you know, put this at 100. If you have the boost kit or if you don't have the boost kit, you'll probably enjoy it a lot more. So, and your force effect intensity, I would never turn it down on the CSL DD. Keep it always at 100. The only things you'd really want to play with on the CSL DD when it comes to just dialing in settings would be your inertia, your friction, your damper settings. The damper on the DD wheel, like when you, not your natural damper, but the actual damper settings work better than they do on the DD wheel. It's kind of odd to say that, but when you're running the force spring and the damper settings, instead of having the damper at 100 on the CSL DD, you could probably dial it down to about 50 or 60, and it'll work really well. On the DD wheel, I tend to always have to have it at 100, unless I'm in something like, I don't know, Assetto Corsa Competizione or whatever. So, all right, enough talk. Let's get out there and let's see the car from the outside.
What is up, everybody? Scott Tyler here on the one and only base arena, the Horizon Festival.
Oh, NC's discovered more areas than me. I gotta beat him on that.
We have some big plans. But first, our superstar is here, and she is making her way to our new
Okay, how come I can hit?
event. Ready for On a Wing and a Prayer, amiga? You bet.
Okay, hold on. Can I not reset the damage now? That sucks. Somebody runs into me. I think in photo mode. No. Gotta go. How do you get into photo mode? Here, photo mode. I think I can reset the. Yeah, reset the damage. Okay, then get out of there. Now damage should be reset. Yes. Now just stay away from me.
Yes. Oh, okay. Horizon, I gotta go. Big news.
Yeah, right?
Okay.
Maybe I should have been in the right lane, because we are back in the Americas, because in Australia we were driving the left lane. I think these people are brake checking me. Okay, there's a lot more people here, so it's a lot more populated. And it's actually something I do notice, because in Horizon 4, streets weren't as populated as they are now. Like this is definitely a next-gen game. I gotta get that rewind off there. I don't like rewind. It'd be cool if we could fly the plane. What do we get next? See, this is what they need to allow in the game. They need to allow dirt bikes, if that's what I saw. Ooh, Hoonigan.
I'm not completely sure what your next showcase opponent is planning. Said he had a few surprises in the hold of that cargo plane.
Okay. Yeah. Let's do our first race.
This is Scotty Tyler broadcasting to you live.
Am I racing the plane for real?
This time we are throwing everything we have got at this superstar. Let's get it. Pilot, there's a tumble on the runway. Tumble on the runway.
Yeah, I like the transition from asphalt to off-road. Whoa. Best skill chain. That wasn't a skill chain. I gotta get the radio off though. I like to run the radio only when I'm cruising around, not when I'm racing.
Fans at the stadium going wild. Yes. What's it gonna take to beat this superstar? Let's see. What else you got?
Oh, there we go. I forgot that I did map the button for the radio.
Hey, the cargo doors are opening. You want me to shut this? Oh, that was the plan?
I was just gonna say I saw something coming as far as AI.
Now it's a race, Horizon. Superstar driver versus daredevil bikers. Who you got?
I need my emergency brake. That's pretty trippy, seeing those motorcycles fly over you. This is a fun playground though.
Hey, did we lose a biker?
I like when you see them coming up on the map, you know that they're going to be... They're going to be flying over you somewhere. Like right there. Yep. Come on.
Pilot? What is that?
I mean, this is what makes this game so fun. I mean, you're like racing a plane and motorcycles. Oh, this is a blast. Look at this.
Final straight, and this kid is not stopping.
Yeah. Finish first. Pretty cool. Done team. We watch the replay? No, we don't want to watch the replay.
What a race! Oh, that was incredible! As a thank you from Horizon.
My friends used to always make fun of me because every character I was in a game, whether it was a first-person shooter or in a racing game, I always was a female. I just didn't like being guy. It was kind of weird. I don't know, it was just a weird thing. I always thought like me playing a guy in the game was kind of odd. Girls are better to look at. And some beefcake.
The whole festival is talking about you. If you can meet me down at the festival, we'll talk about what you want to do next.
Done.
Can
Cheers,
you
Hailey.
look around?
See you soon.
Okay, so it was a person in a wingsuit on a motorcycle inside of a cargo.
Oh, you see who just drove by?
Right,
Oh, a slap train.
Just making sure I got it right for this text I'm sending to some friends back home. And send.
So I don't know.
Now, how about some food
Yeah, see?
fighters?
I'm not crazy, right? It's much better to have a female character in game. They used to drive me nuts. They would always make fun of me. Like, why are you a girl? I'm like, there's Grimy. It is actually, you know what's really cool is that it just feels like it's a lot more alive. That's one thing I found with Horizon 4 is like, yeah, obviously when you're racing with your friends and you're doing,
You can use your skill point here to unlock perks.
when you do like caravans or
Every car
whatever
has
like
its own
that, but
set.
I think in this game it just feels like it's a bit more alive.
Points can be spent on any car you own.
Yeah. How many points? I have 1 point. Okay. There we go. Yeah, I still feel like I'm missing something in there. Okay. Still feel like I'm missing something. Okay, so let's see. The damper, yeah, the damper is definitely not helping at all, because the damper is just making it too muted. Just making more of the feedback, like if you're looking at the telemetry on a feedback, it's just making it more like rounded rather than peaks. So I find if I have the damper up too high, it's just really muted. Kind of like I have a sponge over it or something. So like basically like I have a spongy wheel. So I'll keep the damper down. On a direct drive wheel, I don't usually like to have too much minimum force there. I think I'm going to bump up the road feel because I do want to feel a bit more from the road. The off-road is fine, but I felt there was still just a bit of detail missing in the on-road feel. But I really like the fact that they added that, because it was one thing that drove me crazy in Horizon 4 was when you're driving and you feel like everything is good, and then you get off-road and it's just your wheel goes crazy because it's just the force feedback is too much. So it's too much of a extreme difference from off-road and on-road. I don't know. Test Drive Unlimited. I love Test Drive Unlimited, or Test Drive like the series from the past, but that was like probably more arcadey. I don't know if Unlimited, what they're going to be planning on doing with that. I haven't heard anything on that game, and I'll definitely pick it up because I do like these open world games. I think it'd probably be a bit more story driven in less open world compared to this. Yeah, we definitely don't want inverted force feedback. Yeah, see, that takes that spongy feel away from it just by reducing the wheel damper. Hey, no! The only thing I don't know is how. I'm gonna figure out how do I know if they're real or not.
I've had a few requests come in, both in need of a talented driver. Care to take a look? My friend Carmen is looking to photograph some storms in the area, and she's asked for a driver with strong off-road skills. And Alejandra's requested a driver.
Yeah, the
to
new
help
one
her
definitely
search for a
sounds
long-lost Voce.
kind of cool.
With a bit of time before the next big event, who should we contact first?
You know which game I would absolutely love to see a remake is Rally Sport Challenge. Like back in the old Xbox days, I used to play that game like crazy until like early hours in the morning, and just love to see that come back.
Yeah.
Or a new Project Gotham Racing or something.
I'll go with Alejandra.
We'll go there.
Got it. I'll let Carmen know
Yeah,
you can help her later.
that was awesome. I love that game. Alrighty.
You got me a driver.
Well, I think I'm going to spend a bit more time dialing in these settings. I will post them. I'm going to jump back on a little bit later. But I just wanted to get in. So if anybody missed this at the beginning, if you do have a Fanatec wheel for now, you need to run it in compatibility mode to get the game to recognize it. I'm sure they'll do an update and get the proper drivers installed in there so that it does recognize all the wheels. But right for now, make sure you're in compatibility mode in 2.5, and the wheel will work. You won't be getting those constant disconnects. So again, thanks to NC for that quick tip. I see I figured that out by doing some trial and error. But yeah, so hey guys, I really appreciate you checking in, watching. I'll jump back again later. I'll be probably playing this all night. Been a while since I've had an open world game like this since the Horizon 4 came out. But once again, I appreciate you guys watching and hanging out for a bit. If you have any questions or whatever, please leave them in the comments below and I'll be able to help you guys out. Until later, Have a great day, guys. Cheers.